Micah check a 1 2 1 2. Micah check a 1 2 1 2. What is up, y'all? Philly Fly Show checking in here, kicking in at Right Way Production Studios, and we are back, baby. It's so good to be back. It's so good to have the UFC back. It is just wow. Last week, clap it up for Paramount, clap it up for the new UFC deal, and clap it up for Zuffa Boxing. Yes, you heard this right here from the Philly Fly Show. Zuffa Boxing production was actually really good. I did watch that on Friday night just to peep it. Look, it's an up-and-coming boxing organization that's going to put on some big fights in the future. Dana White is going to turn around boxing. I have this feeling. It's gotten me excited. I'm excited for the next step of this. But not only that, UFC 324 was a banger. All finishes. Doesn't matter if it's submission or knockout. All finishes are going to be getting a $25,000 increase in their money. That was huge. Did you see the first 6 or 7 fights it was? They were all finishes essentially. The whole night was just filled with finish. It was just such a good night. That's going to motivate people. And then that $100K bonus. There was a dude on there who was only supposed to make, it's like 12 for show, 12 for win, or 24 for show and 24 for win. Dude got a win, so he would have made his $24,000 or $48,000, but he got the $100K on top of that. Think about that. Your first fight, your contract says you're only going to make this much, and you make 5 times almost the amount if it was $24K. What? Fire. So this new pay system is going to work for people, and yes, it's a little wonky at first, and Dana's even explained that. The fighters' pay is only going to keep going up from here because this Paramount deal is fire. The production was fire. The fights were fire. The UFC Philly Fly Show, I don't know why I said UFC. Philly Fly Show went 7 for 11 on their picks. We lost 2 fights before the thing started. There was a stupid betting scandal one on there, which I'm just flabbergasted anybody's even thought about trying still. And then you know what? There was one weight miss or something. It was just, there was good fights, but we did miss out on 2 fights that I did want to see on there. So we'll see if that goes in the future. Putting my legs up here because we got a show for you. This is UFC 325, back-to-back pay-per-view weeks. I don't recall a time that I've had back-to-back pay-per-view weeks like this. And we didn't have to pay. Well, you got to pay for your Paramount subscription. But it is a good year for the UFC. I can already tell it started off with a banger. And this card right here is a banger. Now, the first 4 fights are the UFC's road to China. They have a flyweight, a bantamweight, a featherweight, and a lightweight essential winner of. It's like the Ultimate Fighter, but China's version. And you just went through there. Obviously, there's a couple guys that aren't from China. There's a bunch of guys, Aussies on there. This whole night we got great fights with a bunch of Aussies because obviously we're in Australia. And we even have a fight with Aussie on Aussie crime. So that's going to be a fun fight. But the first 4 fights, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because, frankly, I didn't watch Shanghai, Road to Shanghai or whatever it's called. I did not watch it. I'm just not into the Ultimate Fighter stuff anymore. I'll see who wins. I'll kind of pay attention to it if it's in the States. But the ones across seas, they don't pay attention to. So I don't know nothing about all these guys. And all these guys are fighting for a chance to get in the UFC. So it could be a very good night of knockouts again, especially with this pay system, because these guys are going to get $25K if they get a finish. And I guarantee you these guys are making only like $25K. So it's a huge incentive there. So realistically, even though it's a 14 matches on this fight card, realistically it's 10 main ones and then this road to Shanghai, which it's kind of a road to China. It's road to Shanghai or road to China. I can't remember off the top of my head, guys. Sorry. I did get ranked fighters on here this week because I failed you guys last week when I produced my show. Oopsie doopsie whoopsie. Let's get this going. Match leg number 14 here. Well, we won't even jump into the main event. If you don't know who the main event is, get your cards out because it's going to say it right on the show and you're going to be able to read it. So, Alexander Volkanoski versus Diego Lopes is the main event. I wasn't going to say it, but I decided to say it. We're going to jump into match like 14 here. On this sheet, I started writing UFC debut on this one side, and I realized that all these guys are, making their UFC debut. That's funny. I'm just calling myself out here and looking at my own little scribbling here. It's kind of funny, but all right, match like 14 will start in the it goes in order too. So flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight. We'll start in the lightweight division. We get Aaron Tao versus Namsarai Bati Baylor. Now, Nasmarai is a negative 130 favorite, whereas Aaron Tao is a plus 102 underdog. I didn't just go favorite here. Kind of looked to see like what kind of fights these guys have. Some of them are up there in age too, and some of them have a lot more fights than the others. I just thought Namsarai, his laid out stats that are on there, just looked a little better. So I went with the favorite there at the negative 130. All four of these are 1 out of 5 on the confidence level, so I don't have to say that. But Namsarai should get a win. The bantamweight bout is between Sulam Grabo and Lawrence Liu. Negative 250 on Sulam Grabo, and Lawrence is a plus 190 underdog. I went with the underdog on this one. I think he was the younger fighter, but he had the better rating stats that I like, so I'm gonna go younger guy there. Like I said, I'm firing through these ones, guys, because they're guys that none of us even are gonna know from their background, really, if they got the skill to compete in the UFC. So, match like number 12 is the featherweight bout between Kakritrio Nakamura and Sebastian Zalab. Now, Sebastian's a negative 132 favorite, whereas Kakritrio is a plus 104 underdog. Going Sebastian here. Again, his skill set just looked a little better with the stat sheet that was on there. And then the lightweight bout, we get Sangung Kim and Dongmar Fan. Now, Dongmar is a negative 156 favorite, whereas Kim's a plus 122 underdog. I went Kim, but I'm not, again, confident on any of these fights. So if you're betting these fights, single them out and put a small amount of money on them, because they are not worth your funds, man. They're not worth it all. Play it on this other part, because this other part of this whole card, fire fights. Match like number 10, we get Khan Ofle versus Yingza. Now, Yingza is a negative 210 favorite, whereas Ofle is a plus 164 underdog. Ofle's got the skill to be in the UFC. He's just got to get a gas tank under him, and that's all he's got to work on so far. I think he's got the hands to fight. I think he can grapple enough and grapple defense enough against guys. Whereas Yingzan, he's going to be coming forward looking for a takedown. I think Ofle is going to get the win here. I'm pretty confident on there, because I'm not a big fan of Yinza, so I'm going to go with Khan Ofle, plus 164 underdog. Start the real night off, start the real UFC fights off, not with the guys all making their UFC debut through the road through China. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. Ofle can get his hand raised. Now we jump to the welterweight division. We get Jonathan Miskalov and Oban, the Welsh gangster, Elliott. Man, seeing Oban back, look, man, he took an L his first, or not his first fight. He took an L his last fight, and it was his first, like, I want to say it was his first loss, but it was his first loss in UFC, first time facing adversity. Most of the time, these good fighters bounce back from this really well, so pretty sure Oban Elliott's going to get a big win here. Miskalov's a negative 142 favorite, whereas Oban is a plus 112 underdog. I'm going Oban Elliott. I think he gets back in the win column. Now, if he faces adversity again and loses his fight, he's going to have to check himself before he wrecks himself, because this guy's he's one of these top prospects that's got the skill to be a champion. He's just got to put it all together, and I think Oban will put it all together on Saturday. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level, he gets his hand raised. Jump to the middleweight division. Match like number 8 here. Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. Now, Torres Finney is a plus 122 underdog. Malkoun is a plus 156 underdog, or favorite. Not underdog. I'm picking the underdog here, and I'm going to explain why. Finney's got, like, his physique and all that, he just looks like he's about to just destroy. But when you build up that lactic acid in those muscles, things happen. Your gas tank goes out, your heart it might not be in there. And in Torres's defense, there's been a couple fights where I'm like, I don't know if that gas tank's going to last, man. And it has successfully for him so far, but now he's fighting a guy in Jacob Malkoun who is well-rounded. He's got a gas tank. He's got UFC veterancy, essentially. Now he came in very, very young, very, very raw, and a big prospect with low fights. He doesn't have a lot of fights yet, but he's just got a lot of experience for guys that he's beaten and guys that he's fought. I was leaning on the Malkoun side most of the time, but then just there's something about Torres Finney. If he puts together a gas tank, man, that guy's going to come together and put it together and put on a show for us. And we could see a very nice knockout by Torres Finney. I'm picking him 1 out of 5 on the confidence level. Finney can get his hand raised. Now we'll stay in the middleweight division. Match like number 7. Cam Roston versus Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is like plus 255 underdog. Cam, negative 350 favorite. Yo, man, Cam's got those missiles in those hands, man. When they land, you go to sleep. What does Brundage like to do? Brundage likes to walk forward and take your shots and give you a couple. And Brundage's a great counter striker, but he's not going to be able to take the hands from Cam. Cam will put your lights out really, really quick if you let him hit you. And that's Cody Brundage's game plan in almost every fight. So not a good matchup for Cody here. I'm thinking Cam gets a win, but because Cody is such an upset dog and gotten me so many times, I'm only going 1 out of 5 on the confidence level. Cam gets a win. You want better odds? Pick Cam to get a finish just to increase your odds, because at negative 350 they're not the best odds, but also he's got a good hard fight still, even with Cody Brundage being the type of fighter that he is. Featured prelim bout is a light heavyweight bout. I don't say this, I really wanted to put a 5 on this guy, but I didn't put a 5 on him. I had to respect the other side. We got Junior Tafa versus Billy Elikana. Now, Billy's a negative 265 favorite for a reason. Junior Tafa plus 200. Do not put your money on Junior Tafa, guys. I have watched this guy just get dog walked so many times by fighters that he just looks like he should be. He looks like he should be a top competitor fighter. He is not. He is not. He's one of these fighters that he's just holding a place in the UFC until the next guy can take his place, because he's not that type of fighter. Billy is a dog, and he is going to put the lights out on Junior in Australia, in his home country. Billy gets a big W on Saturday. 4 out of 5 on the confidence level. Put it on your parlays, because that guy's getting the dub. All right, jump to the main card here. This fight is Aussie on Aussie. And I love it. I don't actually love it. I do not want these guys to fight, but I thought they were in the same camp, to be fair, until about 20 minutes ago when I looked it up, and I was like, I just want to make sure. Quillen Skullkid is not City Kickboxing. Jamie Malarkey is City Kickboxing. I thought they both are part of it. So maybe they are a little bit. Maybe Quillen does do some training there, but his main trainer, it says, is some other one. So that's kind of cool. We get Quillen Skullkid versus Jamie Malarkey, lightweight bout. Quillen Skullkid, negative 1,100 favorite. Jamie, plus 600. You want to risk it on Jamie, go for it, man. The guy's got the hands to do it. Problem is, Jamie's not been good lately when he takes shots. He's lost fights because I hate to say it, I love Jamie. He's one of my favorite fighters. I thought he was going to be a pure competitor in the lightweight division, but he's not up there yet. He's got to show it again, and he's going against a guy in Quillen Skullkid who's just got that KO power. He's got the moxie. He is everything. He's why most of us are riding Quillen Skullkid with this negative 1,100. He's going to win on Saturday. I hate to say it. Jamie's just up for a tough loss, man. He's taking a fight on short notice, though, so there is that. 4 out of 5 on the confidence level. Our guy Quillen gets a win, but man, I want Jamie. If Jamie ends up winning, I'd be so happy. But again, Quillen is the future prospect of the lightweight division, and he's got to show it on Saturday. Though he loses on Saturday to Jamie, he loses it in like a decision style fight. It won't kill his stock that bad, but he gets knocked out by Jamie on Saturday. Its stock is gonna go down. heavyweight bout for the next one, and it is a banger. And now every fight from now till the end is a ranked UFC fight. Because it's pay-per-view, baby. Pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. All right, matchup number 4, heavyweight bout. Tai Tuivasa, Talison Teixeira. Talison a -330 favorite. Plus 240 on Tai Tuivasa. Tai is the 12th ranked heavyweight. Talison is the 15th ranked heavyweight. Tai is on a 4-fight lose streak, maybe 5. I don't remember if it's 4 or 5. It's 4 or 5. That's bad. Talison did get knocked out by Derek Lewis, but it's because he didn't take Derek Lewis down and finish him. He tried to stand up with him, and that's why he got knocked out. If he tries to stand up with Tai, Tai's in there for a brawl. Tai looks physically just way better. He has literally done the one thing I was always hoping he would do, and that was lose weight. I don't like to say that against guys, but there's certain guys, you just see it when they're in the ring, they're just too big. And he was one of those guys. Derek Lewis is another one. Derek just needs to retire, to be honest with you. He's too old. Tai is not too old, though. Tai can still make a run back to the top 5 rankings. I won't say championship, but he can make a run at that top 5 ranking again, and he can do it, man. I think a shoey's going to happen on Saturday. The reason I think that is because if Talison doesn't stick to his game plan and falls right into the trap of standing and banging with Tai, that's a bad night. But if they go to the ground, it's a bad night for Tai, and that's the only way Talison wins. So I'm going to go Tai here. I'm not confident because it's heavyweights, 1 out of 5 on the confidence level, but Tai can get that flipping win on Saturday. That would be fire for the Philly Fly Show. All right. Match leg number 3. Banger. Just a banger. The 9th ranked Rafael Fiziev will fight the 14th ranked Mauricio Hufi. Now, Hufi's a -132 favorite. Fiziev plus 104. Look, man, Hufi took his first loss. Things happen. It's the way you bounce back. He went to a different camp. Not because he wants to leave the Fighting Nerds. He went to City Kickboxing for one to help Volk, because him and Volk are friends. 2, he just needed a little mix-up, he said, in his game, and he wanted to learn something new and work with somebody else. So he went there, had a great camp, and now he's on the Aussie card, fighting against Fiziev. Now, Fiziev, I just think that his skill, he's got too much on tape. And I think that Hufi can take advantage of that by going back and looking at what Justin Gaethje just did to him. He can do what Justin Gaethje did. Mauricio Hufi can do what Justin Gaethje just did to him. And I believe he's going to do it. I'm thinking the 14th ranked guy beats the number 9 in Fiziev, taking that -132 to the bank. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He can get his hand raised. Co-main event of the evening is guys that I love. Guys that just put it in the ring and they aren't. Someone's going to sleep. Both these guys are willing to die in there, but they're going to go in there to take each other's heads off. It's going to be fun. Dan the Hangman Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. Dan is the 6th ranked lightweight in the world. Benoit Saint Denis, number 8. Man, Benoit, -340 favorite. Dan the Hangman Hooker, plus 250. Dan is a great fighter. Dan can fight anybody. He got beat up by Arman pretty bad. Arman is just that elite of a fighter. Benoit Saint Denis does takedowns and can grapple. I don't see him grappling. I don't see this being a grappling fight at all. I see these guys standing, banging, putting each other to sleep, and somebody is going to go down bad. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be one of those awesome fights that we look forward to, baby. Just cannot wait. It's hard to pick a winner. It's almost a flip of the coin for me. Dan can counter so well, but Benoit can he's got the skill. It was hard. It was hard to pick against Dan the Hangman Hooker, but I had to. Benoit's on a tear. I think he's gunning back for that top 5-ish area and that title shot area. He's coming, but a loss to Dan on Saturday sets that back bad, so it's going to be a banger. Don't miss it, guys. 1 out of 5 on that confidence level that he can get his hand raised. Now, this next one is champ versus number 2. Instant rematch, essentially. It is a technical rematch, okay? Diego has fought since then. He fought John Silva and knocked out John Silva. But Volk has not fought since he won the title in last April. So that's good. You look at Volk's physique, I think the age is definitely catching up to him. I think this is Volk's last fight. I think he's going to announce retirement. That's what the rumor is. Featherweight title on the line. Diego Lopes, plus 120 underdog. Volkanoski, negative 154. What has Diego been able to work on since his fight with Volk? That's my main question. What is he going to do better? What is his game plan? He's not really talked about it, so I'm itching to see that first round to see how he walks forward with Volk, because I know what Volk's going to do. Volk's going to knock him out. He's felt his power. He knows what he can do in the ring against him. He's going to go for it. And especially if this is his last fight, he wants to go out on a bang. If you don't know, Diego Lopes, he is in my tops of fighters. Favorite fighters in the UFC right now. That can change with losses and how you act, and things can happen. But this is Team City Kickboxing House. There's like 3 camps that I just kind of root for, all in general, because I love them so much. Team City Kickboxing, Shoot a Box, and there's a third one. It's kind of the Fighting Nerds, but they've kind of reached in there. But there's other ones, man. There's a lot of good camps in there, but those 2 specifically I root for the most. And we got a City Kickboxer here fighting on Saturday. He's getting a W. Volkanovski goes out with a bang, and we end the Philly Fly Show on that one, because Volkanovski's going to get the win, and I'm ready for it. Share this with your homies. Shout out to Right Way Production Studios for always making this happen, and we will see you next week. Peace out, y'all.